Welcome. Welcome. Are you hearing my voice? Welcome. Are you hearing my voice? Are you hearing my voice? I think you listen my voice. Um, so, so now I will explain. Now I will explain about interview tips for final interview of TCS Smart Hiring for BSc and BCA. Before going to discuss these things, the TCS conducting either one panel or two panel of the interview. So the first one is technical interview, and the second one is HR interview and MR interview. Otherwise, they will conduct both at once or separately. They will conduct based on the number of candidates and the number of HRs come for the drive. These things are important thing. Now coming to the part of technical, already in the previous video I mentioned that some of the things are mentioned that if you are putting particular programming language, you have to mention the details about to tell the programming language which language you are familiar with that. Then they will ask the questions to you based on the language you selected. They will ask questions to you. Otherwise, you are telling any programming language, they will continually asking it. That is the secondary thing. And third important thing is, if you are not mentioning any programming language, that is also one of the biggest issue towards your journey. But the thing is, if you are doing any project, you have to mention very clearly. You will get good points on that. And if you are explaining your project very clearly, definitely the HRs will be very happy to ask questions not in technical. They will ask questions on only this part. That is the important. Now go to the part of technical interview. I will read the question as well as the answer. I will tell the question as well as the answers to you. Based on that, you have to plan according to the requirement and needs of the things. And I hope these questions may or may not ask to the HR. Why? Because it depends upon person to person. It depends upon person to person. Now, the first question: what is your strongest programming language? So already I mentioned that they will ask this question to you commonly, that what is your strongest programming language, or what are the languages you are familiar in that. They will ask C, CPP, Java, .NET, Python. Most probably they will mention these things. And which language you are familiar, you have to tell that language very clearly. Then sorry, some cough issue is there, so please accept. And the thing is, based on the programming language you selected, they will ask questions on that topic only, not from others. That is the first part. Second one, difference between C and Java. The difference between C and Java. Already the questions are asked in the month of October or September. So Java is object oriented and C is structure oriented or procedural oriented. And Java is an interpreted language while C is a compiled language. Java has both compiled and interpreted language, but C is compiled language. C is low level language while Java is high level language. C uses the top down approach and Java uses the bottom up approach. Point go backstage in Java and C requires explicit handling of pointers. Means Java does not have pointers while C have a pointers concept. And dynamic memory allocation is possible in both the things but efficiently done in Java. Java supports method overloading. C does not support method overloading. It also not supports concepts of object-oriented programming. And pre-process are not available in Java, but in C we have pre-process like header files are available. The standard input-output functions in C are printf and scanf. In Java, we are using system.out.print and system.in. And explicit exception handling in Java and the other errors and crashes in C. These are the major differences between C and CPP. Simply, we can say that Java is object-oriented and C is structured or procedure-oriented. Java has both compiled and interpreted, but C has only compiled. C is low-level language and Java is high-level language. C follows top-down approach and Java follows bottom-up approach. And both are following dynamic memory allocation. And method overloading supported by Java, not supported by C. Pointers in C, but not in Java. And header files are in C and not in Java. Imports are in Java, not in C. These things we have to mention. That is more enough for us. Next one. In header files, whether functions are declared or defined. Functions are declared within header file. That is, function prototypes exist in a header file, not function bodies. They are defined in library. What are the different storage classes in C? There are 4 types of storage classes: auto, static, extern, and register. If they want to explain, you have to explain in detail. Okay, means auto and register stores garbage collection, and static and extern stores default value is 0, and the things where it stores means remaining all are RAM except registers are stored in register. And default values are static and extern are 0, and auto and register are garbage collection. And the scope of the values also you have to mention. That is more enough in answering it. So what does static value mean, sir? Static is an access qualifier. If a variable is declared as static inside a function, the scope is limited to the function, but it will exist for the lifetime of the program. Value will be persisted between successive call to a function. So what is the meaning of this? Means previously calculated values are stored. What are the variables we defined as static? Are previously calculated values are stored, updated values are stored in static variable. Next, how do you print an address? Use %p to print in printf to print the address. What are macros? What are its advantages and disadvantages? Macros are preprocessor derivatives which will be replaced at compile time. The disadvantage with macros is that they just replace the code, they are not function calls. Similarly, the advantage is they can reduce the time for replacing the same value, and also called as single line functions are also called as macros. Okay. Difference between pass by value and pass by reference, and a call by value or call by reference, or pass by value or pass by reference. Call by value means we are passing values as an arguments to the functions. Call by value or call by address or call by reference means instead of sending the values, we are sending addresses of the variables. Addresses of the variables. These are the major differences. What is an object? Object is a software bundle of variables and related methods. Objects have state and behavior. Simply we can say that object is an instance of a class, or it is a collection of object instance of a class, and it consists of state and behavior. What is class? Class is a collection of data members and member functions. It also called as class is a collection of variables and methods, where variables are called data members and methods are called member functions of a class. What is the difference between class and structure? This question is asked related to CPP. Because in Java there is no structures and unions. In C there is no classes. So think that what is the difference between class and structure means this concept is purely from C++ question. Okay. So structures are the heterogeneous collection of data, but classes are the collection of data members and member functions. That is the first difference. And the major difference is that all declarations inside a structure are by default public. In class, all the members inside the class are private. What is a pointer? Pointer is a variable. It holds the address of the next variable. What is the difference between null and void pointer? Null pointer has the value 0. Void pointer has a generic pointer introduced by ANSI. Generic pointer can hold the address of any data type. What is function overloading? Either function overloading or method overloading. More than one method having same name but different in behavior are called method overloading and function overloading, where the behaviors are changed in the return type and the number of arguments and the type of arguments. These three things are changed from one function to another function, but the name of the function is same in all the methods. Well, next, what is the difference between reallocate and free? The free means it removes the memory dynamically allocated, means using calloc or malloc. What is the memory allocated? That memory is deleted by using free method. What is the meaning of reallocate? It resizes the variable. Means the size of the variable and the type of the variable will be changed by using reallocate method. What is the difference between an array and a list? Array is a homogeneous collection of data and the list is a collection of heterogeneous elements. And array stores sequential memory location and list stores dynamically allocated memory. And array has a fixed size, but linked list have not a fixed size. Array cannot be grow or shrink, but linked list will be grow or shrink. What is the difference between structures and arrays? Array is a homogeneous collection of data and structure is a heterogeneous collection of data. What is data structure? A data structure is a way of organizing data that considers not only the items stored but also their relationship to each other. Okay. It also simply we can say that data structure is the mathematical and logical organization of data. The mathematical and logical organization of data. Can you list out the areas in which data structures are applied extensively? In compiler design, in operating system development, in database management system, in statistical analysis packages development, numerical analysis, graphics, artificial intelligence, and simulation. Not only this, it also used in many more things. And we are using the memory very properly with the help of data structures. We are managing the memory in using data structures. So define inheritance and list the types of inheritances. The mechanism of deriving a new class from already existing class is called inheritance. The types of inheritances are single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, and hybrid inheritance. And if you want to define these things, you can define single inheritance. Only one derived class derived from only one base class is called single inheritance. So multiple inheritance means only one derived class derived from more than one base class. Only one derived class derived from more than one base class is called multiple inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance. Only one derived class, more than one derived class derived from only one base class is called hierarchical inheritance. Finally, hybrid multi-level inheritance. Derived class derived from already existing derived class. Derived class derived from already existing derived class. Finally, hybrid inheritance. Any two combinations of inheritance exist, then it is called hybrid inheritance. So explain about double linked list. Double linked list. In double linked list, a node consists of three parts. One is left previous three parts. One part is address of the previous node, data, and address of the next node. We can move both the directions. Next, what is command line arguments? Getting the arguments from command prompt in C is known as command line arguments in C. Main function has three arguments. They are argument counter, argument vector, and environment vector. Simply we can say that what are the arguments we passed at the time of running a program is called command line arguments. What are the different storage classes in C? Already we discussed this question. Again I am repeating. There are four types of storage classes. One is auto, register, static, and external. What is the cache memory? Cache memory is used by the central processing unit of a computer to reduce the average time to access memory. The cache is a similar, smaller, faster memory which stores copies of data from the most frequently used main memory locations. As long as most memory accesses are cached memory locations, the average latency of memory access will be closer to the cache latency than to the latency of main memory. What is constructor? Constructor is same as the class name. Constructor is a special member function. Whenever we are creating an object, the constructor will invoke first. Constructor initializes the class values. Difference between compiler and interpreter. An interpreter reads one instruction at a time and carries out the actions implicated by that instruction. It does not perform any translation, but a compiler translates the source code into mission code. What is the scope of a variable? Scope refers to the visibility of variables it is very useful to be able to limit a variable's scope of a single function. In other words, the variable will have a limited scope. The variable have a limited scope. So write a binary search program. Like simple program they will ask means temperature conversion or prime number program. Like this they will ask to write a program. You have to write it. And the second one, what is an identifier? Identifier is nothing but identifier is created to be user. It is nothing but a function name or a variable name or a structure name or a pointer name. So whenever we are creating an identifier, we need to follow some rules and regulations. It is not a keyword. It is not a keyword, reserved keyword. Second one, it consists of capital A to Z, small a to z, and digit 0 to 9 and underscore. It not starts with digit 0 to 9 and other symbols. It always starts with capital A to Z and small a to z and underscore. And there is no gap between word to word. Simple. These type of questions means I am just briefing it, but the technical HR and HR interview will combine to take 30 to 45 minutes of time. Okay, you need to answer very clearly only when if you know the answer, and do not say I don't know, maybe, or these things are words do not mention. Okay, and you have to prepare the basic definitions of all C, Java, database management system, and software engineering questions. What you studied in your curriculum. And apart from this, if a student having electronics background, definitely they will ask few questions on electronics. The reason behind this, if the person, the interviewer is from a background of ECE or EEE, they will ask the questions on electronics. It is sure. Similarly, if a person is working in machine learning or artificial intelligence department, definitely the person who attending interview on statistics students, definitely they will ask statistics questions like some of the algorithms. Okay, how we need to linear regression means tarvata sampling, what is a hypothesis test. These things they will ask the questions, not in deep depth, but they will ask some questions related to that. Be prepared, and morely they are concentrating on computer related questions. Before these things, whether you are attending technical interview or HR interview, they will ask the first question is, tell me about yourself. Your answer should be decided whether you will be selected or rejected in TCS process. So you have to prepare for this question. Do not tell about your parents' background details and your family background details and what you studied, these things. Simply you can say your name followed by from where you are coming from and which college you are studying and which branch you are studying. This information is enough for you to introduce. After that, you have to explain some of the skills related to the job role. The one thing is leadership skills and problem solving skills, communication skills, and like this, what are the skills you have? You have to specify. You have to related to that point. You have to frame a paragraph and you have to explain to HR. Do not by heart the answers. Try to make it very clear, and you have to tell your answer that you will be giving best impression towards the journey. That is the most important. Now, and the second important thing is you have to know about TCS. What you know about TCS? What is the financial statistics today? And how many employees working in TCS right now? And third one is where is the headquarter and who is the CEO, who is the CTO, who is the COO, and who is CFO. And how many countries the company is functioning it, and what type of services they are provided, and what type of products they are developing in that company. So these are the more helpful things. Not only this, if you mention one of the TCS products in detail, and that is the reason I impressed to work in this company, they are impressed you. Why? Because TCS conducting online tests entire India. This is the one of the biggest product developed by TCS Ignite, means BSc and BCA students are developed, and that product will getting revenue more than 1000 crores per annum. If you take any competitive exam like SSC, UPSC, and banks, whatever may be, previously, recently you are also attended the test. What is the software developed by the TCS? So, if you explain, I impressed a lot while I am writing online test conducted by the TCS, and I am working in this company. That is the reason I am impressed to work in this company. So I started preparing my career like this. You can tell. And if you take any big government sector works, AP Online, MeSeva, these products are developed by TCS from all the states of India. Not only India, even though the government of India products. So take some of the examples and clearly explain why we are choosing this TCS as one of the part of. Okay, and the things are very clear, and also you have to write down. I am telling about some HR interview questions, and the first one is tell me about yourself or describe yourself. Sometimes they will ask describe yourself, which is not included in your resume. A very critical question to you. So for that purpose, what you have to do not mention hobbies or strengths, weaknesses of you on the resume. Okay, and also whenever you are telling about yourself, do not mention strengths, hobbies, and these things. Then these things can be explained in the HR while they will ask, tell me about yourself, not the things not mentioned in your resume. Very clear. And the next is, are you willing to relocate to anywhere in India? If you are interested or not interested, you have to say yes to this answer. Willing to work 24/7? Yes, but sometimes. Always say positively and not regularly. If company required, definitely I need to work 24/7 some of the times. That is the right answer you need to say. Apart from this, they will also ask what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and what are your hobbies. If you don't know anything, do not answer those. Do not tell those type of answers. Means I am playing cricket. Your hobbies are playing cricket. Definitely they will ask the question that what is the weight of the bat, what is the width and height of the bat, and what is the weight of the ball, and who is the best cricket player of you. And they will ask questions continuously. Similarly, some of the people say that for for the passion, they said that I'm reading books. Which type of books you are reading? It means, funnily somebody say that academics. That is not correct at all. And the second part is, if you are reading, genuinely reading any articles or books or novels, you have mentioned it, and you will get some benefits from that. And some of them say that music. Do not mention music. And you have to, if you are good at knowledge, definitely you can mention. If you are not aware about that, no need to answer these questions. Next, and TCS also asks some critical questions like, if you are working in our company, if you are selected, we are working in our company, and a client approached you, and the client assigned a task to you. After that, you giving assurance that I will finish within 1 week or 10 days of time. Okay. After 1 week or 10 days, the client will approach you, but you did not finish your work. Then how you need to convey your client? That is one of the interesting question. Similarly, if you conveyed it for extending 2 or 3 days, again they will ask you, after 2 days also your work is not finished, and how you need to convey the client. So why these type of questions are asked in the HR interview, that how you need to handle the pressure and how you are conveying others. If you say anything, the client will not be accepted your answer, but you are trying to manage the client in such a way that the company reputation will continue in future. That is the reason they will ask some critical questions like this. Right? Are you understanding my point very clearly? It helps you how best you need to answer. Okay, and you have to collect some information related to TCS company. Why? Because they will ask few things. At the end, I will tell you the background of TCS and who is the CEO and where the headquarters and what are the branches. So saying, meanwhile, I need to discuss you the what type of questions they will ask. Prepare yourself at least 3 to 4 minutes of time about yourself. This is the point where you are selling you in a right way. Do not tell my father is so and so, my father is doing so and so, my mother name is so and so, my mother is doing so and so, I had brothers and sisters and they are doing so and so. These things are not related to your job. They will not do your job, and they are not at all fit for doing TCS job. If they want to ask, definitely you have to answer. There is no more doubts. But if they didn't mention anything, they didn't ask you, you didn't mention these things. And the next important thing is, if you need to spend more time on HR, I completed 10th and so school and I scored some percentage, like you have to tell. But these things are not at all required. Your 10th is an eligibility criteria, your entry is an eligibility criteria, and your graduation also an eligibility criteria, they know that. So almost all you fit for the job. Why should you mention these things again and again? So please ignore it. Already I explained you, while telling about yourself, mention your name, where you are coming from, and which college you are studying in, and which branch you are studying. and what are the achievements you have. And if you do any social services, you have to mention it very clearly. And do you have any achievements? You have to mention those achievements here, right? I think you understand my point. Means while you are telling like this, each student having their unique answer, and that unique answer related to you, not given by them, not manipulated, or you are not by having the answer. And purely you are telling yourself, not to your family background. These things are very, very important for you. And the fourth point is, if your knowledge or your previous works related to your job, definitely you have to mention. Definitely you have to mention. Anyone participated in TCS Code Vita, you have to mention it. I tried to participate. I participated in TCS Code Vita. I tried to solve only one problem. You can say like that. They will happy. Why? Because we are enthusiastic and interested to work in TCS, and you are following regularly the TCS website to know the information. Like that, you have to answer. I am also competing with engineering. You can say related to TCS Code Vita answer, right? And more things. Basically, the basic simple definitions are enough. Not they will not ask a very critical questions to you. Already I mentioned that, and already some of the questions I discussed. What is JVM? Concepts of object-oriented programming. What is a class? What is an object? These things will be asked if you choose Java. If you choose C, they will ask about what is pointers, what is file, what is command and arguments, what are the storage classes, and difference between while and do, difference between while and for, etc., etc., will be asked. If you are strong in other programming language, they will ask related to that questions only. Somebody say Python, they will ask questions on Python only. No more issues. Very simple. It's basic questions they will ask you. Now already I mentioned that about TCS. TCS means Tata Consultancy Services Limited, was founded in 1968 by a division of Tata Sons Limited, Tata Consultancy Services Limited. He is the famous Indian Information Technology Services Consulting and Business Solutions company headquartered in Mumbai. TCS operates in 46 countries throughout the world. TCS is the largest Indian company by market capital and is the biggest Indian IT-based IT services company. TCS is now placed among the big four most valuable IT services brands worldwide. In 2013, TCS is ranked 40th overall in Forbes World's Most Innovative Companies ranking, making it both the highest ranked IT service company and the top Indian company. TCS works on the ideology that effective change management is a practice where art, science, and craft meet. Headquartered Mumbai, Maharashtra, India. Key people: Natarajan Chandrasekhan was the ex TCS CEO. Net revenue US dollars 13.144 billion. Total number of employees 3,13,737 as on date of 2014, means more than 4 lakh employees are working it. Official websites, TCS.com. And achievements of TCS. TCS was ranked at the top for the customer satisfaction index in the United Kingdom. TCS also won Gold Shield Award for excellence in financial reporting from the Institute of Chartered Accounts of India in 2012. TCS was also the winner of the Recruiting and Staffing Industry Leader of the Year and Best Employer Brand Award at the World HRD Congress annual meet in 2012. TCS was ranked the number one IT service provider for the manufacturing in Europe, Middle East and Africa. And these are the things they will ask. Okay. And the second important thing is what you need to carry. You need to carry 10th, inter and graduation up to 4 semester mark lists and one government ID proof and college ID card. Originals as well as the 2 sets of Xerox copies you need to carry. 4 passport set photos. When you are entering into the interview hall, they will check you whether what are the percentages you mentioned in the list and it matches it, then only they will send for next round. Otherwise, you are being hold in the process. Okay, and after clearing that, they will announce your panel, and then you are going to the panel place, and they will conduct technical and HR interviews simultaneously. After that, within 1 week to 10 days of time, they will announce the results. Okay, that is what happened. Okay, and everything should be done online. Means your performance also maintained in the form of an online. They are doing in front of the system. They are updating your details immediately. So be prepared while you are answering it. Okay, communication, speak in English, eye contact, and smiley face. And if you know the answer, smiley you can say some related answer to that code. And related to the dress code, wear formals and wear black or brown shoes for men, and ladies, what is your comfort, you have to wear it, but do not wear uncomfortable dresses and do not face any other problems in the process. Okay, so simply I can say that you can collect the basic definitions of the topics related to C++. If you know Java, and if you know C++, you can mention it. Otherwise, Java and database management system and software engineering. And students who studying statistics and electronics, you also refer some basic definitions of electronics and statistics. Sometimes they will also ask mathematical questions, and be prepared. I need to say entire core subjects of you, but the interviewer what they will ask you we don't know based on the situation, and his happiness indicates your questions. Okay, and do not think sir says so many things, they will ask very simple questions to you. The questions will be very simple. How smart you are answering is the important thing. Whether you know or don't know, how you answered it and how confident you are. They will check some skills like problem solving skills, communication, leadership skills, team mingling skills, and these type of things will be identified in the interview, not your stuff. How much knowledge you have, and very clear that you have to answer confidently and smiley face with pure eye contact. Okay, do not nervous and feel free to talk with the HR to answer the questions. If you have any questions, they will ask at the end, do you have any questions? If you have any question, you have to ask it. If you do not ask anything, no more questions. Thank you, sir. Okay. If you want to ask any question, ask related to the company, not to the salary point of view, not to the shifts point of view, not to the work culture point of view. Why? Because it is a globally recognized company, and in only TCS more than 4 lakh employees are working. It means that they are creating some policy related to the company. You are the one unit of that company if you are selected, and you cannot change that much of revolution towards the journey of TCS, so that if you want to ask any questions, so if I selected in which domain you are giving training to me, and in which domain I need to work, and if I join here, what is my final career objective? These are the questions you can ask. Okay, not irrelevant questions here. You need to ask to HR. Why? Because based on your questions, he also determine you whether you fit for the company or not. Right? So I already giving some inputs to you, and I am giving overview ones. The first thing is prepare, tell me about yourself, and prepare strengths, weaknesses, and after 3 years where you are, and after 5 years where you are. Okay, and these are related to technical HR questions, not more than that. Means they will ask very simple questions to you, but they want to spend some time with you to know what you are and where you are and how you are. In technical, you have to prepare C, Java, database management system, and software engineering based on your syllabus. They will ask anything related to that. Okay, and if they didn't ask, already in the first question I said that which language you are perfect in. If you mention only one particular programming language, that is more enough for you to answer it. But sometimes your preferred programming language is either C or Java. They will ask about software engineering questions. You have to answer it. That is the reason I need to say you have to collect the basic definitions of all the topics. Not in depth, basic definitions. I already mentioned that basic definitions are enough for you to crack the interview process. And finally, if any student completed the project, you have to mention your project details when you are telling about yourself. Then the interviewer will not ask technical questions to you. They want to know more about what you are doing in the project and what is your role. You have to mention what is your role in the project is very clearly. If you answer your role and your project, if it is good, they will ask more questions on your project when compared to some technical questions. 90% your technical questions are ignored only when you mention this. If any student completed online courses or any achievements related to IT professional jobs, you have to specify it. Definitely they will accept you and they will give high priority to you, and it also helps you to move further. Thank you. Thank you for watching it. And related to Wipro, I need to tell a few things. Wipro will be conducted on 23rd and 24th. And in this process, already I mentioned that they will conduct a 3-stage system or 2-stage system based on number of students attended for the trial. In the first stage, they will conduct online test It consists of 20 questions on quantitative logical reasoning and English. After that, they will who cleared automatically the system shows who cleared written test. Followed by when you have to write one more thing, that is communications test. You need to write one essay writing. Be careful while writing essay writing. You need to write in between 140 to 180 words, and less than 140 not accepted, greater than 180 also not accepted. And do not go more back or forward more times. And follow the English grammatical rules and punctuations to help you to answer very correctly. After clearing it, they will conduct a technical and HR interview. If you have selected it instantly, the next day you know whether you selected in Wipro or not. That is what I need to say here. Okay. And when compared to TCS, Wipro also similar type of questions will ask, and the complexity is related to same. And regarding Wipro, I need to tell one more thing. What is the difference between TCS and Wipro? TCS also providing work and learn program. Means after you selected in Wipro, you need to work 5 days for Wipro and last 2 days for your education. MTech in BITS Pilani or VIT. So at the same time you are finishing your MTech and you are also doing your job, means after completion of 4 years you have 4 years of experience with MTech degree. When a MTech fresher will attend an interview and you are also attending interview, the priority will given to you, not to the fresh candidate. So keep it in mind that is the reason most of the people preferring Wipro for joining it. And TCS also similar kind of work, but you personally join, they will provide the services. Thank you.